All right, Ethereum support resistance levels on the daily, the weekly, the monthly. Let's get right to it. First of all, on the daily, then we'll zoom out, get the bigger picture. But this is kind of our zone that we need to hold, and we'll look at why as we zoom out here. So the lower part of this zone, this channel, around $1,000, and psychologically, right, humans like round numbers. So as you can see, after our initial drop here, we kind of held that top as resistance, and resistance often flips as support once broken. And then you could see it right here, right? I mean, it's clear as day. That level definitely flipped, and now we broke back into it. So we broke that support again, and now we're tending to hold it as resistance. At the same time, we're under all of our moving averages, so you got to lean a little bit more bearish, at least for now. So we need to flip this back and hold it with our daily candles above, right, around 1300, right, just shy of that. So let's hope for that. Fingers crossed there on Ethereum. If we drop below here, okay, let's zoom out and see what this looks like on the weekly chart, right? You can see here now we have a little bit bigger picture for Ethereum. And, you know, I've heard a lot of speculation on, you know, Ethereum could drop to this level, whatever level. Let's look at the chart and see what the chart says. So if we lose this level, where's our next like fundamental support based on TA? Well, you can see this peak here around 780, 800. You got a couple touch points there, but beyond that, nothing locally, right? So if you lose that, then where do you have to go? And the fact that there's only one touch point back in 2018 with what, 1 or 2 weekly candles, I would say that's not a hard support zone. So you better hope this holds, or you better be careful what you wish for, because based on TA, our next level is way down yonder. Get ready for it. We're looking at this zone, right? Based on this, you want to have several touch points across multiple time frames, support and resistance flipped a couple times, right? That's kind of what we're looking at, right around 400 to the 300 level. Based on this chart, maybe you could extend it up here a little bit and argue that kind of was our breakout zone, so around 450. But yeah, this is the more logical place based on charts, less opinionated, less biased, right? Based on the Ethereum weekly chart, this is your major support level zone from 450 to around 300. If we lose the 1,000 mark with a close, could we end up wicking down to 7, whatever? Yeah, of course, right? The weekly closes is the most important. So if you need to do that, just, make a chart as simple as possible, right? Turn off your EMAs or whatever 78 indicators you have. Turn off your candles, go to the weekly closes. This only calculates the closing candles and then puts it in a price chart. So no wicks, nothing. This is just the close. And based off of this still looks like a pretty good level here, right? Look at the support, flip to resistance, flip back to resistance again, and then we broke out of it. One final test, and there's your breakout zone. So, 700, 800, maybe you balance on that cliff. But the more solid one, based on TA, is down here. So be careful what you wish for again. And you better hope that this level holds. Now on the monthly, the bigger the time frame, the more concrete your little evidence is. So let's zoom out to the monthly. Let's put it back on our chart, and let's look at the monthly time frame. Now let's remove these zones so we don't get skewed here. Now what do we have? This is a little bit bigger picture, right? So this presents a little bit more evidence that maybe this level does end up holding, because this is huge. The monthly candle close at our all-time high was 1100, right? Depending on what exchange. I know that varied a lot back then. So we're looking kind of at this zone, and maybe, you get wicks outside of here, right? And as you've seen here, but candle closes, we better hope we do not close under 1,000. If we close under, that's previous close, which is, right around that 1,000 mark. If you see Ethereum price close on the monthly, right, we still have 6 days to do that. We'll see what Bitcoin does, all this good stuff. But if Ethereum closes under 1,000, we are in some trouble, right? Because looking at the monthly, right, you can see these levels still there on the monthly, you probably can put that zone even a little bit more skewed. I mean, like 300, maybe your bounce out right there, right? It's still the same thing. 450 to 300, that's your zone. That's your accumulation zone. That was your breakout level, right? Around the 400, 450 level for Ethereum based on the monthly. If this fails to break, your odds are, that's all you have in crypto, the odds. The odds say based on this chart that you got to go retest this. Now maybe that ends up being with a wick, but if Bitcoin goes to 10K or whatever K you think it's going to, if that actually plays out, then you got to at least have an eye open for this scenario. So keep that in mind. Be careful what you wish for. If you think I would love to see Ethereum at 900 again, you might get your wish and then some, right? So we're still good, right? Ethereum's still good. Not saying we're going here, but if we close under 1,000, the odds go way up for this zone to be tested based on several charts that you've seen for your own eyes, right? Forget the chats. Look at the charts. Ethereum should be like a slogan.